Yo, hey guys, poppin', Jacques Slade here. And today we've got a lot of really good sneakers dropping, but before we get there, we've got two sneakers that I want to unbox for you guys. One came from RSVP Gallery, and the other came from the folks over at BOdega. One's a Puma, one's a Brooks. So let's start with Puma first because I'm kind of excited about the Brooks sneaker. So let's start with this one from Puma. From BOdega, it is the Suede BOdega. I don't really know the story behind this, but it came in this really nice packaging. That is super clean. Love that. So you have the Puma logo there. On this side, you have the Puma, and you have the BOdega on there as well. Very nice. It says Den Puma Max mit Qualität, which I assume translates to Puma is quality right there. All right. So this is the Suede. Oh, because of the nice letter from BOdega. Form stripe lace kit tells you how to lace the kit. Oh, looks like you're going to be able to lace up the side of the Suede and create like your own like style, I guess, or your own like look on the side, which could be pretty cool. So you have BOdega paper, which is always nice. Love that. Nice touch. Very nice touch. Shout out to the folks at BOdega with the nice tissue paper. Always a bonus. And here we go. So it's oh, I see what's happening here. I don't know. I wish I had a better story around these. Okay. All right. It's coming together. It's coming together here. So let me just get these out of the box here. So this is the Suede. And for those that don't know, the Puma logo is called the form stripe. So this logo that you see here is technically called the form stripe. And it looks like what you're going to be able to do is create your own form stripe based on this on the side panels. So you see you have these like little extra like stitches here on the lateral side that allow you to create your own design, and it comes with two sets of, well, I guess it's technically three sets of like wire or string. So you have like a light green pair, a light blue-ish purple pair, and a brown pair, and you can use that to stitch up the side. So you would use these to stitch up this side and create your own sort of style there. So take the form stripe that you see there, and then you put it into these stitches and you make your own sort of sneaker. But yeah, let me backtrack a little bit. The sneaker has this like rough suede. Not even rough suede. It's like this rough material, which is very nice. It's like a brownish color. You have like this translucent outsole, which looks pretty nice. You have the gold hit on the Puma there for the Puma logo. You have a little gold hit, and then what's really cool is this stitching. You can barely see it, but that like this brown stitching that goes here along the laces. They come with fat laces proper in the actual laces, but if you want to add a little flavor to them, you can use these. Form stripe is what they're calling the form stripe lace kit, and it's green, again, green, purple, and brown. That's very cool. And then on the inside you have these are some nice insoles. I love it when you get nice insoles in some shoes. So the Suedes are getting some really nice insoles. It has like a cork liner, and it looks like this is all like recycled material here on the bottom. I think this just a print? So it's a really thin layer of cork. So you have a thin layer of cork there, and then you have foam underneath, and then you have like some recycled material under there as well. Very cool. Yeah, I gotta look these up and find out what the full story is, but that one has the Puma on it. That one has the BOdega logo on it. You see here on the heel that it has like this very like rough, like almost like a handmade doll sort of feel to it. Everything is kind of just like stitched together. You have very intentional stitching here around the midsole. Like everything seems very intentional with this look. It looks like a handmade sneaker, but for some reason it has this green liner. Again, I'll have to look these up and see why. I'm not sure. Actually, let me do that right now. Let's see. Puma suede from BOdega. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. So it looks like they have them in a different color as well. So they have this brown, what they're calling, they have this ice coffee. This is the ice coffee colorway, but they have one that I really like here. And this one is called the dark olive colorway. So it says, designed with soft detailing, the Puma BOdega suede reimagines Puma iconic form stripe with a unique lace-up look. Includes a lace click, a lace kit guide to easily customize your form stripe. So it doesn't really speak on why they chose the materials that they chose here, but to me, it just feels like very like crafty, like a crafty sort of style. So yeah, that's the Puma suede with BOdega with the form stripe lace kit. Very, very cool. Thank you to the folks over at Puma for sending these over. I really like this. This is very cool. Very cool. Thank you, Puma. All right, next up, we have something from RSVP Gallery and the folks over at Brooks. As most of you guys, I'm sure, know by now, like running is massive right now, whether that's street running, trail running, running in the gym, wherever you run, it's like a big deal now. And one of the brands that really has a great hold on that space is Brooks. Now, Brooks is not often looked at as the coolest sneaker brand in the world, but I think with people being more accepting of a bunch of different brands now, that is definitely going to change. So let's take a look here. So you see you have the RSVP Gallery branding there, and then you have the Brooks branding there on the box. Very nice. Take a look inside here. And this shoe is the Caldera 8. It's a trail shoe. It's a neutral trail shoe, size 11. And oh, actually, I like this. So let me get both of these out of the box here. Have some RSVP Gallery dual branding tissue paper. And it says RSV Gallery Outdoor Division, RSVP Gallery Outdoor Division. And then it has a message on the inside. I believe this is French. Répondez s'il vous plaît. I don't know what that means. If someone speaks French, you can tell us what that means in there. If you know French, let me know what that means. Now, looking at this, I'm not familiar with the Caldera. This is the 8th version of the shoe. I'm not familiar with it at all, but I can tell you, obviously, this is a trail running shoe. Has a little bit of ripstop nylon here, and they have some has the ripstop nylon here, and you can see it has a little bit of like synthetic leather or synthetic suede there on the side. They use loops for the laces, and they're locked in there pretty tight. Laces are pretty thin. You have a lace stay here just to keep the laces locked in. If you don't want to tie them all the way, you can use this little lace stay. Very, very, very nice. And then something pretty unique here that you don't usually see with a lot of sneakers is the tongue is connected to the rest of the shoe. And I'll show you guys what I mean. You've seen tongues connected to shoes before, but this, the tongue is connected to the liner inside the shoe. So it's connected here to give you, I guess that kind of helps keep you locked in. And speaking of locked in, this area here around the Achilles is very, very nice. These are mad comfy. But the unique thing about this tongue is, even though this liner goes underneath, as you can see there, the tongue actually overlaps there. So it overlaps this part. So it's like the tongue is connected to the shoe, but then you have the laces, but then the tongue lays on top of the laces as well. It's a pretty unique design. And I imagine that's to stop these are trail shoes. That's to stop dirt and stuff like that from getting into your shoe and using the tongue as the way to get in there. You have a little bit of reinforcement here at the toe to help, ward off, sticks and whatever it is when you're running through the trail. And then they have some good foam here. I'm not familiar with what Brooks foam is called. It says DNA Loft Nitrogen Injected. So this is nitrogen injected foam, which makes it seem, from just squeezing it here, makes it feel pretty bouncy. It almost has that styrofoam feel. You could see there on the inside that it does kind of look like styrofoam there on the inside. Now, as someone that is just not, does not know much about Brooks, for it to be my first shoe from Brooks, I'm actually really impressed by these and want to give them a go. Now, of course, being the person that I am that loves sneakers and that loves basketball and that also loves golf, I might end up taking these to the golf course and seeing how they work. They have these massive lugs there on the bottom, so I imagine I'll have a lot of good grip there. But at the same time, they're for trail hiking or walking or running, so they're going to have a lot of comfort in them as well, which is going to be great. Now, I don't know if I'll have as much feel with these, but I like the way they look. They have the big Brooks branding right there, and then they have the Caldera there on the toe, so that goes with the fact that these are the Caldera 8. I feel really kind of embarrassed that I don't know more about these. I should know more about this shoe, but yeah, anyway, just a quick look. Shout out to the folks over at RSVP Gallery. Glad you guys sent these over. That's pretty cool. Anyway, all right, so let's get into the releases for this week. I know that's a very random unboxing, but let's get into the releases this week because there's a couple of them that I think you guys are really going to like. So let's start things off with the Nike Air Diamond Turf. Must be the money. This is on September 15th for $155. So the revival of Deion Sanders' classic trainer continues with this money-themed colorway for the Diamond Turf. Based on nickname, it has to be referred to the 1994 primetime hit Must Be the Money, an unequivocally 90s bop with the matching music video. It's got Deion at his best, flexing in every which way. However, the money symbol in the insole is the most overt sign of anything money going with the sneaker. So I wonder if it does have anything to do with the song or music video and someone just saw the symbol and Googled Deion and called it a day without doing any actual research. This happens in sneakers way more than anyone likes to admit. Those purple Kobe 9s, you know, the other possibility is that this is actually a Shedeur Sanders pair since the logo is very similar to the one that he debuted years ago. And I know that was a long way of saying that the shoes are releasing, but they're releasing. Next up, Victor and the Nike Air Max DNA Tokyo is dropping on the 15th for $210. Let's be honest with ourselves, people. The Air Max DNA hasn't exactly lit the world on fire. While the design achieves the new and fresh look that Nike was hoping for, it hasn't resonated with the community. Will this new collab with music executive and founder of Victor change the tide? I guess we'll just have to see. Next up, we have the New Balance Numeric 770. This is going to be in gray, black, and purple. This is going to be on the 15th for $125. So New Balance Numeric 770 is also dropping in gray and black, just plain, and that's going to be on the 15th for $125 as well. For you Vans old school fans, we have the 36 Souvenir in burgundy. This is the wider release. It's going to drop on the 15th for $125. And unbeknownst to me, after last month's Souvenir drop that caught a lot of people by surprise, the unofficial Chanel bag sneaker homage is back, but in a new colorway. The burgundy pair is not directly tied to the Chanel bag, but considering the success of the brown pair, this one will probably pop as well. For you SB fans, the Nike SB P-Rod 1 Bread is rescheduled to be dropping on the 16th for $125. And then my Converse fans, so the Chuck Taylor first string is Japanese, is dropping in tropical knit, is dropping in heavyweight canvas, and is dropping in premium leather, and those will all be on the 16th. The New Balance 204L is dropping in black and patent. That's going to be on the 17th for $110. For you Angel Reese fans, her Reebok signature shoe is here, and it's kind of ahead of schedule. We were led to believe that it was dropping next year, but Reebok shook everybody with the reveal of the sneaker alongside Reese's turn as star for the WNBA cover of NBA 2K26. The sneaker will be dropping in 3 colorways. Now, the timing could be better as Reese is not having the best of weeks with her team, the Chicago Sky, but the sneaker is here and it seems to be here to stay. So you have the Reebok Angel Reese 1. You're going to get it in 3 colorways. Receipts ready, the Me Bounds, and the Diamond Dust, all on the 18th for $120. Nike, they're experiencing some success with the Rejuvenate slip-on. Reebok is joining into the fray with the familiar name, the DMX Recovery Mule, and it's bound to bring some nostalgia for old sneakerheads who remember the old tech that was on many of the brand's biggest hits. So you have the Reebok DMX Recovery Mule in pink, and you get it in black, and you get it in white, and those are all going to drop on the 18th, and they're going to cost you $50, which is probably the best price for like a big brand mule at this point. Jown has the Crocs Classic Clog dropping in Realtree Camo. That's going to be dropping on the 18th for $95. So Crocs is also dropping the first wave of NFL Classic Clogs. While each team will eventually be represented, the initial drop will include some of the league's marquee franchises. And then, you know, also the Dallas Cowboys. So you have the San Francisco 49ers, you have the Buffalo Bills, you have the Chicago Bears, you have the Cincinnati Bengals, you have the Denver Broncos, the Detroit Lions, the Houston Texans, the Kansas City Chiefs, the Las Vegas Raiders, the Miami Dolphins, the Minnesota Vikings, the Philadelphia Eagles, the Pittsburgh Steelers, and then the Dallas Cowboys, all dropping on the 18th for $85. Now, the Whitaker Group, they're switching things up. They were going heavy in the Jordan brand space, but now they're hooking up with New Balance on the 740, and it's called Willful Bias, and that one's going to be on the 19th for $125. Facetasm, and it has the Asics Gel Cayano 14 in the Organic Beauty. That's going to be dropping on the 20th for you Drake fans. I know it seemingly feels like Drake fell from grace and is premature as Nike is set to drop his next Knock to Glide colorways, so he's fine. Simply put, if Nike didn't see value in Arby Graham anymore, they would have dropped these faster than, you know, whatever you want to say goes really fast. So we have the Nike Knock to Glide. That's going to be black, iron, and gray on the 20th for $170. And then you can also get it in white and black. For you Travis Scott fans, the Fragment Design Air Jordan 1 Low is dropping on the 20th. Now, as opinion on Drake Noctis sneakers is still mixed. Let's be honest. Travis Scott's collabs are still going strong as we're getting the next three-way with Hiroshi Fujiwara's Fragment Design and Jordan Brand. This time around, we're getting the Jordan 1 Low with a plainer mix of military blue, sail white, and muslin. Can this replicate the magic of the collabs that spawn more fakes and reps than I can even count? Who knows? But we'll have to see. You have the Jordan Luca 4 Safari that's going to be on the 20th and $145. The Jordan Zion 4 Voodoo is dropping on the 20th for $145. The Adidas Harden Volume 9 Flamingo Pink is dropping on the 20th for $160. That one's actually been rescheduled. And then we have the Air Jordan 3 Mexico. This is a global release. It's going to be on the 20th for $230. So, you know, Jordan Brand could have easily slapped on the colors of the Mexican flag on the Air Jordan 3 and called it a day. Nah. Instead, they added a new jagged layer on the upper with snakeskin and dragon scales, detailing on the mudguard that is an homage to the many, many great luchadors of the past and present and the mask that they wear. If we don't see Dirty Dom Dominic Mysterio, the reigning WWE Intercontinental Champion and self-proclaimed king of the luchadors, rock these at some point, then what is the point of working with the WWE, Nike? Get it together. All right, on more pressing things, the Air Jordan 40 Dusty Rose is dropping on the 20th for $205. So this is the next premium release for the Air Jordan 40, and it's a beautiful display piece that feels like a sneaker you should rock on the court and more like something that you should kind of hang at the Louvre. And okay, I mean, that's a little hyperbolic. You should definitely play in these, but the use of the patent leather and the tumbled leather on the upper is smooth and a sleek touch that ups the game of the Jordan 40 to even greater heights, in my opinion. Okay, that's going to do it. Quick look back again. The BOdega Puma Suede Form Stripe is what we're going to call this. And then we have the Caldera 8 from RSVP Gallery. So which one of these would you rock? Let me know down in the comments below. Which one of these would you rock? Which one's on your radar? Oh, wait. Get it in the photo. There you go. Which one of these would you rock? Y'all let me know. All right, y'all. I'll see you soon. Peace.